Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. It is Friday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. I'm used to us playing on Saturday, so it's a Sunday game. It's Saturday night. Here we are. Pre-match talk. How are we doing, Paul? You right?
I'm not too bad, yeah. I hate it when we don't play Saturdays. I went to bloody Trafford Centre, didn't I? Shopping.
Oh, they've had you.
They've had me. But I've got a full day of football tomorrow. Watch the Ladies World Cup final tomorrow morning. Then us, a few beers. That'd be nice. Come on, the Blues.
Well, I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready. Right, we have got a guest. Jamie's been on a few times. He does come on every now and again. I drop him on, chuck him on. He's cracking. I'll put him on now. By the way, people, before he comes on, I want you to join in the comments. Get involved in the comments. We want to hear what you Toffees have got to say. And we're quite positive. If you're not positive, just still put your comments there because we want to know how every Toffee feels. But I'm going to get him involved. Stars in your eyes. Tonight, Matthew, Jamie is in the building. How you doing, Jamie, right?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good. All good. Night before the game, so I'm a bit hyped now. And I do these the night before the game and it pumps me up and I can't sleep. But I suppose as Everton fans need getting ready for this one.
Yeah, I think it'd be all right. I think it'd be something that let's be positive. We can get something out of it. We played well in the first game. We just couldn't hit the bloody net.
Well, I've just read a tweet now saying, are you doing a space tonight because I'm feeling down about Everton? So I come over to the channel. I think that's how a lot are feeling. I mean, after that game, and I know you didn't feel good, did you, Jamie, after the game? It took you a while to come back round to Jamie.
No, I haven't. Not since that game, mate. We didn't deserve the result we got. And I was shooting for a good couple of days afterwards, to be fair.
Yeah, it goes though, doesn't it? Eventually it goes and then you crack on with the next one. Now, this is the pre-match for Aston Villa versus Everton. I know you two have got some stats you're going to chuck on the channel and we'll look at both teams. What we do for people in the comments, if you're new, and I want you to join in because your comments are important. We'll put it on the screen as we go. We'll always put them on. Jamie knows how this goes as well. I want your what you think the team's going to be. All three of us will say what we think the team's going to be. And I want your score predictions at the end as well. But we're also going to have a little say about both teams and look at Aston Villa and say what they're like. So I'll ask you first, Paul. What's your thoughts on Aston Villa?
I don't think the 5-1 away at Newcastle reflects them as a side at all, to be honest. I think Mings going out to a bad injury is a benefit to us, obviously a massive hindrance to them. Buendia is out long term as well. So there's two key players there that would normally be in the side that we won't have to analyse and put up with. But saying that, they brought in some decent players in this window. And in January, as a midfielder, they've still got decent fullbacks who can get forward, get crosses in. Matty Cash should have scored for him against Newcastle, to be honest. So they've got people who get forward. I think our better opportunities will come from set pieces and all about whether we can have someone to hold the ball up on the edge of their area.
Yeah, I completely agree on a lot of that stuff. Obviously, you've watched the game as well. I've seen the Matty Cash chances. I think he had quite a few. What's your thoughts on this then, Jamie? I'll pass it on to you now. What's your thoughts on Aston Villa?
Yeah, well, the Tyrone Mings injury is a big one because their win percentage is a lot higher when he starts and when he plays. I mean, how tall is he? 6'6"? I mean, could you ask for much more in a centre-back? Especially when you're coming up against a team like ourselves that are obviously going to look to try and get the ball in the box if DCL does play. So it's only a benefit, as Paul said to us. The thing is with Villa and the way they played last year is the formation's pretty much the same where they do the 3 behind, 1 up front. So obviously that's going to be Watkins, isn't it? And look where they've strengthened this year, getting that Moussa Diaby in. I think against Newcastle, the team was Diaby, Bailey, and then John McGinn. But John McGinn sort of played a pivot role where, yes, he'd be on the left, but then he'd fill in the middle 3, which I suspect will probably be similar to what they're going to shape up against us with. The only thing I'm worried about Villa-wise is when they go into the defensive shape, they go into like a narrow shape and they encourage teams to go out wide. Now, fair enough, they didn't particularly do that very well against Newcastle. Newcastle pretty much walked straight through the middle of them 3-4 times and scored from it. However, that's obviously how we're looking to play at this moment in time, is get the ball wide and run the channels. So that'll benefit us. We just need to make sure that we don't get caught out on counter-attack, especially with the speed they've got going forward.
Yeah, that's gonna be our main sort of worry, really. I don't see us sort of bombing forward very often. The way we seem to be doing it is with less of a possession percentage. And it's about whether we end up pushing too far forward as a team, lose the ball on the halfway line. That's when they'll break, with the likes of Watkins, McGinn, obviously, and the fullbacks. You know, Cash gets forward. Dean, you played against Newcastle as well, so you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was cagey. You know, if it was pretty level, few chances, everything for the first half, and then eventually they've got to maybe commit more than we do, being the home side. So yeah, they're decent defensively, and their strongest attacks are when they win the ball on the halfway line. Definitely.
Well, I think it's cracking stuff that you two are saying, by the way, and it's really interesting. I think for me, if you look back to last season, when we've become confident in the game and we push up to get the goal, we get caught on the counter attack and we make the goal so simple for the opposition. And what you two have just said is that is what Aston Villa look to do. They look to invite you on, and then they've got Mings. That new player is absolutely rapid. I think you give Usain Bolt a good run on a race, I tell you. He is rapid. And like you said, the game against Newcastle I watched it as well, the full game, and it was equal all the way through. And then all of a sudden, they both had chances, and Newcastle got the chance, and then they went on. Villa couldn't get back, and then they spanked them. It can happen. The score doesn't do that game justice. It was equal, and Villa could have easily have gone ahead, and it could have happened the other way around. So, like I say, we're not going against a team that are crap or that we can smash goals in against. They are a good team, but I do think with what you said, Jamie, when Mings come off, they fell apart. When he come off, they was awful. And I don't rate Mings at all, by the way. I don't think he's that good. And I thought he was crap. But when he come off, I thought, you know what? Maybe he is quite good, because they really did struggle when Mings come off. But he helps them with set pieces, doesn't he, and stuff like that. And I generally think that we thrive on set pieces. And with Mings out the squad, I think we can hit that more on the set pieces. And I also think that we can counter-attack them as well. Their defenders ain't that quick. We know that Digney, say his name wrong, but don't like him anyway, Luke Bottle. We know Luke Bottle he likes to get forward. He can get caught out. Mo Salah did him in the derby, didn't he? He can get caught out when he goes forward. I've seen him get caught out a few times. He got yellow carded last game. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be whose strengths can be most influential on the game. Do you think?
You've got to look at both fullbacks. They both got booked as well against Newcastle. Yeah. It wasn't just Matty Cash got booked as well.
Gordon,
and he had a torrid time against Gordon, and you don't hear me say that about many players. It was as if he was frightened to get to the pace. He just kept diving in, and then, you know, even the first goal, what was it? 6 minutes in, I think, something like that. The first goal went in from Tonali, the ball from Gordon. I genuinely think that's where Newcastle set a blueprint there where you can get a little bit of success, especially in these early games against Villa, because they don't look as the well-oiled machine as they ended last season.
He did look like he could have got a red. I watched Matty Cash, and he generally did look like he could have got a red. He got the yellow, and there was 3-4 times where he just still pulled Gordon back, and he wanted to come off. It was that bad. He was struggling with Anthony Gordon that much. I'm not joking. I thought, bloody hell, Gordon looks good here. And Gordon completely destroyed him. I thought Cash was a good right back, by the way, but I've not seen anyone destroy him as much as Gordon did. But our wingers ain't destroying wingers last game, but we're going to go into our teams in a minute. But I think we do have Dan Juma that you could put on there that could do the same sort of job as Gordon. Do you know what I mean? And you do have, I don't know if Iwobi's a runner, but I don't know. Iwobi could probably do the same the other side.
He did it against Fulham. Remember that chance where he put the ball, didn't he, 20 yards past the player, ran off the pitch and still beat him to it. So it's all about position, isn't it?
It's pinning them back. If If you do let them two get forward, Cash and Thingy, they can score goals and they can hurt you. It's about trying to pin them back. I think you've got to stop their like left back and right back getting forward. If they are getting forward, by the way, you're in trouble. If you're getting them back, you're doing well in the game for me. That's where you'll look at the game and say, right, this is where we're doing good or bad. What do you think on that, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at Villa's sort of last home game, which is obviously pre-season. They played Lazio. They beat them 3-0, but they were trying. I think they were trying a few different formations because they see Dean Cash didn't play in that game actually, but they played Bailey on the right and Dean on the left. They played three at the back, and had Kamara, Tielemans, and Buendia at that time in the middle, and actually had Diaby and Watkins up front. So it'd be interesting to see how they go against us and how they see us, because it may be the way that they played away against Newcastle might have been adapted, because obviously Newcastle are flying high and everything else, and they may have seen the game slightly differently. You know, they might have seen a draw as being a decent result there, and obviously Mings going off and things happening, things change. So it'd be interesting to see how they set up. If they do set up the same way and be consistent and do a 4-2 in front of them, 3 behind Watkins, then yeah, I think we defend decently. We make sure that the fullbacks don't get forward. So the likes of Iwobi, if he's going to be on the right-hand side, and whoever's going to be on the left, have got to make sure they do a decent defensive job and support the fullbacks, definitely.
Yeah, I completely agree. You said the same as me. You've got to get them fullbacks staying back for me, and that's a big thing. What we're going to do now is we've all had a little say on them both teams. We'll have a look at what they both played last game, so I'll put it on the screen. We'll get Paul to give his team. We'll get Jamie to give his. I'll give mine. You in the comments drop your team that you would play, and then we'll do score predictions. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it nice and interesting. Listen for you. I'm going to put it on the screen now. This is what we both played. Now, there are going to be some changes. I already know Mings ain't going to play, by the way, but he's in this because this is what they both played. But it just gives you a rough idea of the formation and what was played last game. If it pops on the screen, hopefully it's not a porno or anything like that. There we go. So you can roughly get an idea. It's not the best picture, but it's a rough idea. I was rushing today to get the stuff on the screen. So that's the formations that they play, and that's the formation that we play. And I put them against each other so you can get a rough idea of who's coming against who. Now, we do know that Calvert-Lewin is available for this game, by the way. Dan Juma is probably more possible to start this game. Would you say their team's going to be the same other than the centre-back?
I think so. I mean, they've got the players that they've got out are all fringe players, I suppose, apart from Buendia and Mings. So it might not be that things would change an awful lot, to be honest. I don't know what Jamie thinks.
I don't know. The only one I could be, I don't know, because they've got Tielemans, haven't they, as well? And it's like he always plays well against us. Always plays well against us. It's a tough one. It depends on how Unai Emery sets up though, because he's I'm gonna flip the coin on you. He's undefeated against Dice in 4 games that they've played. Hasn't lost yet. So
yeah.
That is not a good start.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He might have a different style or a certain style he likes to play to when coming up against the Dice side. You know, hard working, strong defensively, not so much with the ball. You know what I mean?
No, like you say, the scary thing is he has got a lot of options, hasn't he? I forgot about Tielemans, and he's a shitbag with a. Every time the ball comes out to him against Everton on the edge of the box, you know he's going to find the back of the net. He's done it so many times. And I said to Paul a few times, like, why don't players just close that down? Because they know he's going to score. It's like a corner comes in, it gets headed out, Tielemans on the end, smashes it in. I don't want to see that. I'm hoping that we've trained for these sort of things because... But where looking at Aston Villa there, if any Aston Villa fans are on, join in with us, as long as you're not an idiot. Where would Tielemans fit in that team?
Probably you'd move McGinn, wouldn't you? Move the RB out wide and have Tielemans threading ball through in the middle. That's the only place I'd put him.
Yeah. You could,
But then John McGinn's their club captain, isn't it? Well, rather than Mings, he's captain, isn't he, John McGinn?
Or the only other way you could do it is probably move Tillemans in the middle where Diaby is. Put Diaby out wide because he's fast, and then remove Bailey to kind of compensate, and Bailey be the one that you substitute for Tillemans there, and just put Tillemans in the middle.
I think what it shows is that they've got options, haven't they? They've got options, and they've got a good array of centre midfielders, and they've got some decent wide and central attacking players. You know, the question will be their back four, to be honest.
Yeah. The thing is, they've only got, apart from Watkins, the only other striker they've got on the books is Cameron Archer. That's it. They've not got anybody.
So we don't mind Watkins pulling up.
Familiar. Sounds familiar, that, doesn't it?
No, they've got a Watkins. We've got a Mopé.
Yeah, good point. Apparently, Mopé is going to be on fire this game, though. So, well, we have got Calvert-Lewin, though. I honestly think we'll give our teams in a minute. Calvert-Lewin, the way Sean Dyche spoke in the interview, I don't know whether obviously the Mopé thing happened. We talked about it on the channel. I hope he doesn't try and play Mopé because of that, because we've all addressed that and said it's wrong. And it's about Everton winning this game. So it's not about leaving Mopé in as a sympathy thing because he's not scoring. It's about Everton putting the best team out to win this game. Because at the end of the day, we learned last season, 3 points is massive. 3 points kept us up. So you need to win this game. Sean Dyche cannot frigging play around with things too much. It's got to be the best team that's available. And if Sean Dyche says that Calvert-Lewin's available for me and he can start, then he has to start. What's the point in saying that? So we're going to give our lineups. Paul, I'll ask you now why we've got. I'll leave them there just to give people a rough idea of what you're talking about on the players. But what would be your lineup for this game?
Well, what I think it will be is the same, apart from Mopé, and I think DCL will start. That's what I think it'll be. I think he'll keep Keane alongside Tarkowski, and Mopé will be the only change. I don't think Danjuma will start. I can see him being quite keen on Garner on the right hand side with Patterson. Patterson can get forward and Garner can fill in if he does overlapping and stuff like that. So I think what I think it will be is exactly the same apart from Mopé, and it'll be DCL instead. What I'd like it to be is I would swap Keane out for Branthwaite. I'd pretty much keep the rest as it is apart from Mopé for DCL. So the two things that came up in Fulham, which were a bit, it put a lot of Everton fans sort of out of joint even before kickoff, wasn't it? That Mopé was starting and Keane was starting, and we hoped that actually it was Branthwaite and DCL. Now you can't always have what you want, but hopefully this time that's what we'll get.
No, like you say, the areas that we struggled with was finishing.
Perhaps
I can understand why
you
changed Mopé, and the obviously the defensive area as well. Keane, you're swapping for Branthwaite. People in the comments, put what team you would put this game. We want to put them on the screen. We always participate with people in the comments. Get involved. Jamie, I'm going to come to you now. Paul, I like them, to be fair. Jamie, I'm going to come to you. I bet you've already got this written down. What is your team? There you go.
So I'd mirror pretty much what Paul said, to be fair. Apart from the Branthwaite thing, I don't think Michael Keane particularly had a bad game against Fulham. I'll be totally honest. I actually thought Michael Keane didn't really put a foot wrong, and I'll be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if the same team started, because if we're going to play the exact same way as we did against Fulham, I could see us getting a result. We don't have a great history at Villa Park. We haven't won in the last 8 games. 2016, last win, I think it was, 3-1. Yeah, they've had 6 wins and 2 draws. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went with the same starting 11, just based on the way that we played last game. And then potentially 60, 65 minutes, look to ring the changes in once they're a little bit tired, get DCL on. But I would prefer DCL to start. especially with their defence being not fully solid and not the starting centre backs situation that they want. I'd start DCL, keep everybody else the same. The other thing I did want to point out, and Dan, you'll love this. I've actually given Nana a little bit of praise here. Do you not feel as if Nana played as sort of he played as a pivot in midfield, so he wasn't just doing the clean-up work in front of Idrissa Gueye. He was bombing forward, so he was playing a double pivot role where, yes, he'd be there for his defensive duties, but as soon as we got the ball back, that was it, explodes to the ball straight out, and I think that could be a big thing against Villa. I think the key three people that could win the game for us is those three central in midfield. I think Idrissa Gueye's got to be there in front of the back four, cleaning up and mopping up, because if you give this Diaby any sort of time on the ball, he'll shoot. We've seen it with Bailey in the past at Villa Park. He scored against us. John McGinn's got a good long range shot on him, so Idrissa Gueye's got to be on them, snapping at the heels, keep going. Once we turn the ball over, you've seen Decore do it towards the end of last season, but you're starting to see Onana do it now. And then you look at the shot he had where he hit the post against what's the name?
Stoke.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to. But that's what I mean. That's the part of his game that we didn't see too much of last year. And
Yeah.
it seems as if in the off season or since he's been back with Dyche, it seems to be something that they're working on. You can see it in the training videos, and you can see it in the game now. He's starting to affect the game, not just going back towards our own goal, but he's starting to affect him more going forward. So I think he could play a vital role as long as we've got somebody that can actually put the ball in the net.
You give some cracking stuff there. It's interesting as well with what you said. I'm going to give a little. I'm going to get one. Me and Paul was talking about this. We're going to get it for the channel, a tactical analysis board. But I'm just going to say something to you here now, and have a look at this picture on the screen. Do you know when you play with what you've just said, Jamie? So remember, I've got Calvert-Lewin up front here, but if you're playing Onana and Decore and saying both of you can get behind him, and then you pull Garner in as a free centre midfielders when this happens. So when Onana pushes up with Decore, you've kind of got Calvert-Lewin, Decore, and Onana all pressing, 2 box-to-box behind Calvert-Lewin. Garner pulls in. You've got 3 in front of the defence. But your 3 in front of the defence then would be Garner, Iwobi, and Garner Gueye. And Iwobi can play in the centre as well. So if these players are on the same level, they can switch positions so much, and I feel that's what Sean Dyche is trying to do with this. I feel that's why he doesn't mind Garner there, because he can cut in when Onana gets forward, like you've just said. If Onana bombs forward, James Garner can pull into his position. I will get this on the tactical board, and it'll show you how it works, but I generally do feel this is what we're trying to do with this. And it's interesting what you've just said of Onana. I think he wants to play Decore and Onana high up, box to box. And Garner Gueye and the wingers to sometimes cut in and help. My team would be Calvert-Lewin up top. I'd have Branthwaite in. I just don't want Keane there. I know what you're saying. I know he wasn't that. You're right. He wasn't the biggest problem that game. And they'll probably see Keane as a threat for set pieces. Like if we're saying Mings has gone and they're not that good on set pieces, I'll probably just putting my grudge on Keane in the way here of Keane actually being effective in this game. Play him in a game he could be effective. So I could see it being the same with Calvert-Lewin, but I wouldn't mind Branthwaite in there. Exactly the same as Paul said. I want Danjuma in, but I don't know how I can get him in, because I feel if you put Danjuma on Lucas's side, it'd be all right.
I had a tough one deciding on Danjuma, because as much as I'd like Danjuma to play, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Iwobi, he did do a lot last game. Yes, fair enough. Sometimes the final ball wasn't always there, but as you were saying there, as if Onana and Decore go forward, he had 4 interceptions against Fulham, Iwobi, and you can see those interceptions then started us off, because I believe on the left hand side he took the ball, didn't he? Give it to Onana, and Onana just bombed down the wing, turned back in, and we create the chance from it. So you're right in what you're saying, that we can then have those 3, and then if you put Danjuma in, it doesn't effectively take that away from us, but that's not his type of style of play. Whereas when we've got James Garner, I don't particularly want to drop him, because he brings so much across the pitch for the team. He can't be dropped at this moment in time, in my opinion.
No, I agree with you. It does sacrifice the defensive work because Danjuma will be a push-up. You sometimes see Danjuma in Decore's position there, don't you? You think like Danjuma could play behind Calvert-Lewin. There's plenty. For saying we all moan about Everton, and this is what I want to say because a lot of Everton are stressing me out. It's been one game. We haven't got started yet. There's loads to figure out. We've got new players coming in, and I'm happy with some of these new players. We can hardly pick the team here. We want Danjuma and we can't get him in. Calvert-Lewin, like I say, I definitely have him in. Brantford we want in. And we've also got other players that look like they're coming in. So it does look like we're going to be okay for me. I think we're overstressing here when there's been one game. And I feel solid here. Just a question, Paul. Are you really unhappy with this? Do you feel like you're scared of this game with this team?
No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the game with the team. I don't see us scoring particularly with this side.
I randomly do.
Because your focal point, if that is the same team there, if that's what we have, I mean, you know that old saying in football, 27th game is a charm, you know, because it's been 26 since Mope actually scored one. Apart from that, I just don't see us actually getting the ball in the net because you need a focal point. You need someone to be able to hold up that play so the players like Decore, Ananana and Gay can get forward. I mean, when we had the shot that hit the post in the Fulham game, the bit of 1-2 play on the edge of the box on our left-hand side and then curled into the right onto the keeper's left-hand post, if you like. We actually had possession before that going forward. Do you know what I mean? We were up there over a decent amount of time. It wasn't we hit on the break and we all moved forward. And it took us so long to be able to do that and create a decent chance just with those plays. Mope was not involved in that.
Do you feel more comfortable if Calvert-Lewin is the starting striker, though?
Of course, yeah. And the thing is, Calvert-Lewin's job at holding the ball up, he's very good at it. You know, I don't like the fact that if we lob it in like 5 foot above his head, that he's then got to flick it on because he's not really going to flick it on for anybody. You know, there's no one, I don't think, who's going to run past DCL flicking a ball on unless you add the likes of Danjuma. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not how we're playing because Decore and Onana and even Iwobi are not going to get beyond DCL. They're going to sit off him and receive the ball back from him. So you're not going to get that from Mope. Mope cannot hold the ball up. He's not got the presence. He's not got the touch. He's not got the aggression. You know?
No,
I hoped it would be a little bit of short man syndrome, to be honest. I'd be really angry, go around kicking and be able to hold the ball up a little bit, but he hasn't got that. And that's where it's frustrating. We want him to do well, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough of an impact in the final third to score or in the middle of the pitch to hold the ball up when we're trying to get away from our own defensive third.
This is why it's so pivotal that we get a centre forward because your attitude with Mope completely changes for your attitude with Calvert-Lewin. It does with me as well because I'm thinking of Calvert-Lewin and Onana and Decore behind him, bombing it. Like all Calvert-Lewin needs to do, hold it up, knock it into them. Onana drives with it. Decore drives with it. And it's just a cracking combo of three. I can see it working. Even Danjuma in Decore's position, maybe. You never know. Decore's been fantastic, by the way. Like I said, I don't know who to play this game. Danjuma's been more goal-scoring threat than Decore, but Decore has pressed and turned the ball over, and I feel he's pivotal in this free in midfield. So, like I say, Calvert-Lewin in the squad does excite me a lot more, and this is why we're probably in for Shea Adams. Well, Shea Adams ain't really, but he probably will hold it up better than Mope. I think he'll be more of a threat than Mope.
I hate sort of knocking any Everton player because you know they do put effort in, but when I see Mope, even when he's trying to run, he's still miles away from the play. You know, and he doesn't even look as though he's sprinting. You know, even when we've had players who've been up front who cut a cow's ass with a banjo, as they say, you know, they put the effort in and they gave a decent run around. I mean, Nias, God bless him, Joe, he still ran and he would still try and close people down. He wouldn't get anywhere near. But Mopé doesn't even seem to have that about him as well. It's really frustrating. And I really hope that, whenever he's on the pitch next, he does get his goal, because his smile will be fantastic. I'll be cheering along with him. But if we've got the players available up there to replace him, then we should replace him.
What's your thoughts on that, Jamie? Go on.
I'll be honest. I actually didn't think Mopé take the chances he poured out last game. I actually didn't. I wasn't too upset with the way he played. He looked a lot sharper than the Neil Mopé of last season of what we've seen. He was actually trying to come back and get involved with the play. But I can't 100% fully defend him, because the biggest stat of last game was 16 shots, 9 on target, 10 corners. You're telling me if we had DCL in the team for 90 minutes, we wouldn't have at least took one of his chances? If we had DCL in the team, I think we'd have won that game. I think we'd have won that game comfortably. So yeah, I want DCL, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dyche stuck with his guns.
Yeah, it's not us jumping on Mopé. It's just us seeing Mopé is miles away from what DCL gives us, and we know that just having Calvert-Lewin up top connects everything so much more. We've seen how much when we played Calvert-Lewin that first half Brighton. You get your wingers get into the game more. You get your centre midfielders bomb onto it more, and you just feel more comfortable as a player, as a midfielder. I've played midfield. If you're centre forward, if you don't think he's going to hold it up, you don't give him the ball as much. You don't. You try and do it yourself and get up the pitch yourself, because you think to yourself, right, Everton need to keep the ball, by the way. We're not a possession team. So you think to yourself, if I knock it up, Mopé doesn't even challenge, and the ball comes back, I'm defending. I've got a hard job on my hands again. And you don't want to keep doing that and doing that. It's hard as a footballer to keep defending. When you get possession of the ball and you turn it over, which we don't do much, you've got to make sure you keep it. So I think, like you say, we don't want to put it up to Mopé sometimes. But when you've got Calvert-Lewin up there, I trust him to just put it into his feet. He'll hold it up, and you're 99% going to keep the ball. So I think when you loft it up to Calvert-Lewin, you're 99% going to keep it, because he'll hold it up and he'll put it back onto you, and you're further up the pitch. I think if you do it to Mopé, they just boss him. They get the ball, and you're defending again. And I just think that's the difference for me. And it's a big difference, isn't it? Because it's the difference between attacking and defending and what wins games. So I agree with you. All three of us, we prefer Calvert-Lewin up top. And this is why I feel we do need to get a centre forward, because it does change your attitudes. Paul, what are the lineups that people have gone for? Chuck it on the screen and we'll have a little, all three of us will have a go on. Yeah, put your lineups in, people that haven't. Like and subscribe, by the way. I forget to say it. Jamie, tell them.
Yeah, everybody, like and subscribe. Let's go. The only other thing I do want to point out as well is, why would they lose a 6'6" in Tyrone Mings and then we play a 5'8" Neil Mopé? If we're going to put emphasis on winning corners, getting silly free kicks, what is Mopé going to go on Onana's shoulders? You know what I mean? If DCL's fit, he's got to play. Take advantage of of what we have.
I think we'll get angry as well. I think just for us fans, it's like giving us a free beer just before the game, just giving us Calvert-Lewin. It's the biggest hype before the game.
It's a Bex Blue.
Go on then, Paul. Go for it. Which one's that one? Let me just get rid of this now. We'll put them on the screen. I'm just going to get rid of this amazing picture that I made for you all.
Yeah, Paul.
Coleman. He's gone Coleman.
Go on, you get rid of that. Yeah, Paul Cass, Pickford in goal. Coleman. Young left, Keenan Tarky middle, Garner Gay, Onana, Dukes Iwobi. So similar five, and DCL up front. Rob Keys has come back into Salo, so hi Rob. Cass also thinks that he'd like Branthwaite to start, but he thinks it'll be Keenan there. Carl Taylor's said Patterson right back, Young left back, Tarky and Branthwaite in the middle. Garner Gay, Onana, Iwobi, Decore, Danjuma. So drop in James Garner. And DCL up front. I presume that's going to be a 4, maybe with Danjuma in behind DCL.
I keep thinking about doing James Garner for Garner Gay, but then I think, will James Garner have the experience of Garner Gay? But I keep thinking about it because it is James Garner's position, the number 6. But when you watch James Garner in training, he was on the left wing when you seen him ping that ball top corner. He's on the wing. Yeah, what a shot. Do that. Save them for the game, please, James Garner. But yeah, what?
Yeah, West Egg thinks that it's going to be the same team, but swapping Mopay for DCL, which is what we were alluding to, really.
Do you reckon we'll see Chimithy on the bench? He got 45 minutes midweek, didn't he?
He did.
Dyche in the interview said that he's miles away. I think he's got loads of stuff. We know what Dyche is like.
Future, I think he said, is it? Or...
Yeah, I think I'd have him on the bench all the time just for his height. Do you know what I mean? If Calvert comes off, yeah, it frustrates me as well. I think, like you say, when the budget is so low, I think all of our money should have gone on something we need now, especially striker. But if he ends up being a gem, if he ends up being like Branthwaite in a few years' time, we're not going to complain. But it's just frustrating you haven't got a striker for that. Go on, Paul.
Yeah, no, Emma's in, and she says if he's fit, DCL has to start. A bit worried about whether Dyche makes a lot of changes or not late in the game. Doesn't like making a lot of subs, does he?
He's old school, isn't he?
He is a bit old school. So it's going to be interesting that, because if we do manage to, get a decent hold on the game and we look as though we're going to get a draw or we are actually ahead, that's when you might see Dan Juma come on, to be honest. And that'll be the breakaway kind of.
I'm getting a hype for it now. I'm getting a hype for it. I'll tell you why, because we're going to smash them up. Honestly, I can't keep it in. We're going to smash these up. They've got that Diaby. He's fast. He's good. Yeah, I've seen him. Well, Onana's going to frigging crunch you, and he's going to follow you, and he's going to crunch you. And he's going to take you completely out of the game. They've got frigging Lucas Aid, who we used to have, frigging cocky idiot, who's done nothing at Aston Villa yet. We're going to absolutely destroy him down the wings. The Cash, Gordon, add him in the pocket. If Gordon can have him in the pocket, we've got him in the pocket. Aston Villa, honestly, we're going to smash them. And I know we don't see where goals are coming from, but at the end of the day, we had loads of chances last game. Loads of chances. Drop us there. We had loads of chances last game, and we went through them. You can't miss. Jamie was fuming. That's how good of chances we created. You can't miss those chances. And I'll tell you something. We're going to smash Villa up. I don't mind Villa fans. I know Villa fans. But at the end of the day, I will warn you, we're going to batter you tomorrow. I just put it out there. We're going to batter you. We're going to batter you. We've got the players. I've watched them training. We're all cuddling. And teamwork and all that lot. And Tarky scored a screamer to win the game in training. So we're going to smash them up. And that's just my little motivation speech for anyone that needed one. Don't worry. We've had one game. Don't be down about 38 games and you're crying about one game. We've had one game. This season's going to... Nanto's coming, by the way. Free the Willie. Nanto's coming. We're going to smash it. That's my little speech on that. And James like, oh my God. I had to. I'm sorry, lads. I had to. We're going to smash it. Don't be depressed. We're Everton Football Club. This is Everton Football Club. And we're going to smash it. And Dyche is going to bring these together. Is that all the lineups that we've got?
That's all the lineups that we've got, yeah.
Come on, Paul. Give me a motivation speech. Come on. Give it a boost. Go on. And then Jamie give it a boost.
What's good there is that from all those lineups that people have said, they're not all the same. Do you know what I mean? It shows that we've got options. It's exciting to maybe see what Dan Juma is going to do when he gets a bit of a run in the side. I like the fact that we've got cover in different positions. Actually, not one person on there said Mikalenko. So we're happy with. We seem to be happy with Ashley Young, who's a 38-year-old experienced Premier League player, as opposed to a younger left side up and down the wing. So it's good that we've got options. We've got people behind the likes of Keane and Branthwaite, but we've not mentioned Godfrey. Do you know what I mean? We've got some decent players. I think we need to hold our own over the next few weeks so we can actually get a settled side, get people back from injury, get the new lad in, get Harrison in as well.
That's a good but we're going to smash it. We are
get Harrison in as well, who's going to come back from injury in a few weeks. and it could be a decent sort of September, October for us. But we've got to make sure that we're not cutting ourselves adrift. We've got to make sure that we're putting in decent performances now. Yeah.
Keep the ship steady. We've got Harrison coming in. We've got Dan Juma. On this press. This is what we're going to have pressing you. All these teams that are going to play us. We've got Harrison, Dan Juma. We've got McNeil who will come back. We've also got Nonto who will come. I believe it. The Willie will come. I'm telling you. Nonto will come. Nonto will come. That's amazing though. Honestly, Dan Juma pressing with Nonto, Harrison, McNeil. Awobi, I've got him in there as well. Calvert-Lewin. We even signed a striker on top of that as well. This is why I'm excited. Jamie, come on.
No, like I said, play the same way we did against Fulham. Like I said, it wasn't the way we played. It was more the results that got to me last week. Like I said, I thought we played outstanding. Like I said, 16 shots, 9 on target. It's the highest XG in Premier League history to then not score a goal from. So it's there. We just need to get it over the line. I still think we're light in certain positions. I still think we need another striker. I have said all summer there'd be Shea Adams. No one believed me. Dan, you know, I've got the inboxes. I literally said 2 months ago we'd end up with Shea Adams. And I personally think Shea Adams will be a good fit. What was he, 6'2"? And I've watched. He scored the last 3 games on the bounce, hasn't he? Now 3 games in a row. I watched the opening game of the season when he scored. And fair enough, he's in a terrible Southampton side. Everyone who's in the Southampton side's in a terrible Southampton side. That's why they got relegated. I feel with a little bit of extra quality, you just look at his finish. He's put the ball away. What more do we need? We just need someone to put the ball away. That's it.
I know a lot don't like him because he scores goals. That's what the problem must be with him. I've just read a comment here saying, I'm just going to ask you a lot of question on this one. This is just before that, Paul. Pop that one on after.
Oh, sorry.
Put that in your head.
Yeah.
Just this one here, yeah? This is just a question. Do you think, I know this is crazy, you know what I'm like, do you think that Jack Harrison could play left back sometimes if he needed to? Did he play left back sometimes for Leeds?
I think he's potentially got the ability to do so. However, you look at his statistics in an attacking sense of what he brings to a team. Don't want to waste that playing him left back, mate. Like you just don't. And it's not even the goals he scores. It's the creativity that he's got. I mean, I think Jack Harrison's got that much ability. He could get Neil more pace to score goals. Do you know what I mean? I genuinely think going forward he brings so much more to us. And I, as much as I appreciate Craig's comments, I don't particularly agree. I think Mikalenko's a good old school left back where defensively he's quite sound. Yes, there are the odd occasions where he loses his head, but you could say that about the other 10 players in our team. I just think the only thing that Mikalenko really falls down on, and especially when it comes to Young, take away the experience, the age, is going forward. You got to remember, Ashley Young started as a winger, and he played as a winger for many, many years in his career. So he's still got all that attacking knowledge, as well as then moving into the defensive positions when he went to Inter, I believe. He's carried that through. And I agree with the comment that you put on earlier that he'll probably be our summer signing, Ashley Young. Not many people were very happy when we signed him. I was quite happy. And you just look at the way he's played already. He's not even put a foot wrong, has he? So long may it continue.
No, I'm happy with Ashley Young. And like you say, Mikalenko, I think a lot of people, because we've had Bainsey and we had Lucas Aid, because they was get forward, put good crosses in, I think a lot of people want that. But I just think that he is better defensively. And I think Dyche wants the wingers to be wingers. He doesn't want the left back to be a winger. Because I think go on. Sorry,
go on. I was just going to say the Bournemouth game end of last season, McNeil actually pretty much was playing left back, wasn't he? We ended up with sort of 5 across the back. So you can have players who can fill in and do that position, but you wouldn't necessarily want them there. Because you just lose so much. You lose so much in other areas of the game, don't you?
I think you've just got to. I know it's hard because we've been drained. We have been drained as fans, and it's like that game I know you're frustrated with the game, Jamie, but sometimes when you lose, it brings everything back of the last 2 seasons. It just hits that feeling. You become used to losing and you just collapse because Everton have been so bad for so long. As a fan, we're scarred. We are. And it's just generally, it's turned us miserable as fans. It has. But as hard as it is, I generally think you've got a clean slate. You've got to think to yourself, Sean Dyche has come in. Mikalenko, clean slate. We haven't seen him this season. Sean Dyche is coaching him. Let's hope he's better. And Woney's coaching him. He's a young lad. You've got to hope that he comes on and he's better. And then you've got to do that with every single player, I think. I think you've got to give him a clean slate because it's like in a freaking relationship. If you keep going into the past and not into the future, it's going to just come back on you. And I just generally think that if we're to move forward, you can't take what we was the last 2 seasons with us because it's only going to drag us back down. And we need a fresh start and we need to believe that Dyche is going to do something different. Do you agree on that? Nodding.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what I think. I generally think, and I just know on our Twitters we see it. People are down and stuff, and I've even had to have some debates with people. Oh, he won't be good. You're thinking he's better than what he is. I just getting behind him. I'm giving him a clean slate. I'm just getting behind him.
I put that status up there, or the tweet the other day about Shetty Adams. He was just winding him up. He's not even signed for us, and everyone's already slated him. Give the lad a chance. And we've got a history of bringing Scottish strikers down to Everton, who are not exactly Duncan Ferguson. There's a lot of Scottish strikers that have come, or Scottish players that have come to Everton that weren't prolific elsewhere, and have come and made a big name for themselves playing in the Royal Blue jersey. So.
Just got to, like you say, just if you want them to be the best player they can be, then just get behind them and give them a chance. I don't think lick their arse if they're not playing well, because we don't do that on this channel. If someone's shit, we argue and we call them out. We say to them, like, you was nowhere near what you should be, and we'll call them out. But I don't think write them off. That's something I never want to do, is write them off. You know what I mean? Unless they've done something majorly bad. unless it's something majorly bad. Right, people, that's all the lineups. We're going to do score predictions now.
Yes.
No
one got our last one correct.
No, we all thought.
I think our closest one was.
I was close, you know. I said like 5-1. And I tell you something.
You said 4-1, didn't you? For
4-1, and we had 8 shots on target, so I wasn't far away. I tell you something.
No,
we could have won that 4-1. We could have beat Fulham 4-1.
Yeah.
By the way, just before we do the scores, I've watched football all day today. I'm a football fanatic. I love my football because I watch who Everton are going to play. I've watched every game today so far. I even watched the Man City before coming on this. But I watched Fulham play Brentford. Fulham was all over Brentford at the start. I know Brentford battered them, but Fulham was all over them at the start. We started a lot better against Fulham than Brentford did. So when I watched Brentford, I thought I wouldn't be scared of playing Brentford, you know. I wouldn't be scared of playing Fulham. Every game I've watched so far, I generally think that Everton ain't that bad this season. And I think that I generally do think that if these players can come on, we'll be okay this season and won't be in a relegation battle. So, Paul, I'll ask you your score. I want your score and your goal scorers.
I think it's Everton all over to lose at home to Fulham, but to beat Villa away. So I'm going 1-0.
Oh, you like your 1-0s, don't you?
I do. I just think they're going to be a little bit down, Villa. They've lost 2 of their key players as well. I know they've got some decent fellas in. I think we're going to defend fairly deep anyway. So the likes of Watkins for pace, Diaby for pace, Bailey for pace, they won't actually have any space to use that if we defend deep enough. And I think we can do that. So I would say 1-0, and I would say who's going to get the goal? You know what? Danjuma.
Ooh,
Danjuma.
Even having your team
comes on.
Oh, comes on. Yeah,
comes on. Last 10 minutes. Danjuma 1-0. Bang. There you go.
Well, he come on and scored for Tottenham. Yeah, when he come on for Tottenham, he scored because we all watched it and said, "Oh, I like it." 1-0. We're going to put your score predictions and your goal scorer in the comments. By the way, the house is getting full. Toffee Bluecast house is getting full. Loads on. Like and subscribe. Quite a few on. Like it. Saturday night. Let's do this. Like and subscribe. Right, Jamie, give me your score and give me your goal scorers live on Toffee Bluecast.
I'm going for a score draw, 1-1. I'm going to go.
I just said
Ollie
top of
Watkins.
Newcastle on fire. No. I always say be serious with your score predictions because it's who gets it right. Even if you say we lose, go for it. Go on.
I'm just going off. That's just philosophy. You look towards the end of last year and you look how important the draws away were and to not be beaten away from home. So I'm going to go for a score draw. Ollie Watkins scores and desperately want Onana to score.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. I'm not going to complain about that, am I? Here we go. It was his birthday not long ago. By the way, Onana, if you're listening to this, happy birthday. I know you're listening. I know you follow me. Happy birthday, Onana. Hope you had a boss birthday. No fear on your back, but I've got your back.
Did he say thank you for his card, Dan? Did he say
I sent him a birthday cake. I sent him a birthday cake saying, I love you. I wrote it on myself. I love you, Onana. I believe in you. Don't worry. I wrote him a letter saying, I love you, Onana. I believe in you. Don't worry that a lot of our fans don't. I do. And me and you are going to make it to the top. Don't worry about them.
P.S. Let me see you, Chopper.
Yeah. I'm after his chopper. I'm just after him banging goals in. And he's just a big lad. I think he's got loads of potential. I really do. And he's going to smash it. Every player I normally cling on to leaves, by the way. I got Eliana singing the Richarlison song. I got her singing the Richarlison song, and Richarlison left. And then I thought, what attacking? Because we've got no attacking players then when Richarlison left. I thought, what attacking player?
For more pay?
I got singing Anthony Gordon after that. I thought, what attacking player have we got that scores that's any good? And I thought Anthony Gordon, who I was unsure about, but he was a star boy, wasn't he? Got the number. So I got a singing the Gordon song, and then he left. So Onana could be next. She sings Onana song now.
Get her to sing for more pay.
Neil Mopay.
Has he got a song, Mopay?
No, but you know what Dan's like. Dan will conjure one up like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one now. What's a good Mopay song? Anyone in the comments? You know a good Mopay song?
Heaven Essence, Bring Me to Life.
Give me Mopay in our lineup, he'll score us goals. Give me Mopay in our lineup, I pray. Give me Mopay. That's got to be something like that, isn't it?
Dan's going back to assembly in school, are you?
Yeah, I know. I cross your legs. Cross your legs, Daniel. Give me oil in my lamp. Did you know what song goes on about then? Yeah. I used to sing that at school when I was back in the day.
Sing Neil Mopay.
Singles, Anna, singles. You had to sit in the assembly. I don't think they do it anymore. Sit in the assembly with your legs crossed. And then you had to pelt that out in the assembly. And if you pelt that out, the teachers would see you singing that song really loud and they'd think, he's a good kid at my school. And then you're in the teacher's good books. I used to you can imagine me sitting in with 100 kids in the middle.
You were a right pain in the arse.
Yeah, I was getting them all going. I was like that Sisters film. I was getting them all on board.
Daniel, sit down.
Daniel. No, I was scared at school, to be fair. I come out my show now. I was like teacher's pet. So my score. Let's get serious. Let's get ready to rumble.
Come on. This is what the score's going to be.
He's got to go 2-1.
You think?
Now, do you know what? People sometimes think 'cause I have a laugh that I'm stupid and thick. I'm not. I know my football. I've coached football, played football, gone university and done sport. I know my football. Trust me, I just have a laugh. But I'm telling you, Aston Villa, they are a very good team. And we will have to play our best to get anything out of this. But I've got a feeling that we can win this 3-2. I've got a feeling that it's going to be end-to-end and we might nick the last goal. It could even be 2-2 and we get the last goal 3-2. But I'm telling you, I can't see Aston Villa not scoring against us. And I generally think we might react and score a few against them. It might even take bringing Danjuma on, like you said, and us reacting straight away. But although we're very good in defence and our defensive stuff's been good over pre-season, Aston Villa, sometimes the attacks are that good, you can't stop them from scoring. And I think this is going to be a 3-2. Goal scorers, I'm not even going to say, because that's 5 goal scorers.
This is the bit that we'll have to cut out and then show again in the post-match.
Calvert-Lewin, if he starts, hold on. Calvert-Lewin, if he starts, I've got to say it now. Calvert-Lewin, if he starts, has got to score. I want Onana to score, like you said. I want Decore to score because I think Decore, I want him to carry on how he finished the season. I don't even mind frigging Iwobi or Garner scoring. And Garner, I want everybody to score. So that's the thing. I know you say you can't see goals, but I could see every one of them scoring. But they've got to step it up to score. That's the thing. They've got to literally take it to them to score. So yeah, I'm going 3-2. People in the comments, go on, Paul, get them up. See if there's any 3-2s.
Paul Caswell isn't too far away from you. He thinks 4-2 for us.
Happy Gilmore.
Hawkins is going to score twice.
He's like me. I love him.
DCL and Dukes. So that'll be a good
surprised.
game.
I'm surprised if he's got Coleman in his squad with a broken leg, he hasn't got Coleman scoring as well.
Yeah, that's true. I hope we go 4-0 up before they score 2.
Oh, I love Paul Caswell. What a the Evertonians on this channel is amazing. That's why I say like and subscribe, because you get on with them. Absolutely amazing. Go on, Paul, drop the next.
Rob's gone same as Jamie, 1-1. We lost 1-0 opening day last season, then lost to Villa the week after. So could it happen again? In fact, that's not happened in 2 successive seasons where we lost the first 2 games since 1956, apparently. So
man,
the odds are in our favour.
That's a good one. See, someone says do a space positive. There you go. That's Paul. That's what we want to hear. So that means we've got to win, haven't we, by law of averages?
Yeah, it'll work.
Means we've got
Emma
to win.
Davis says we're going to win 2-1. We're going to win 2-1. Tarks and Dukes are going to get the goal. Rob says that Iwobi's going to get his goal in the 1-1 draw. He also gave a suggestion for Mope as well. But we'll see. But that's all the score predictions that we've got. I think anything away at a Villa side that you get, any kind of draw is a decent result. I hope we hold out decent for a clean sheet. That'd be really good. I think the goals will come later on when we get more creative players, in a settled side with a goal scorer.
If I come off this, it's been 20, 30 people on. If I come off this and there isn't 20 likes, we'll be disappointed, because thanks for all coming on. It's nice to have loads on the stream. That we're at an end now. This has been a nice positive one. It's made me feel good. Do you two feel good? I'm ready for it.
Yeah. And I think if everyone sends us a like and we get a few more subscribers, we get to, what is it, 335 something we're on at the moment. We get to 360 by the time we do our post match. Then it means Everton will win.
Exactly, that's what we need. The good thing is as well, we're quite. If other fans come on and they're reasonable before we play them, we have had some good talks last season, didn't we, Jamie and Paul? We have good talks with you in the comments. We see what you think about Everton, and you say what you think about your team, what you think is going to happen in a respectful way, and we don't block you. I mean, that person come on just a minute ago and put loads of comments, a Spurs fan, and like I say, if it carried on, I would have blocked him. But Paul messaged him saying about Richarlison, and then he was fine after. So just respect the channel, and then we'll have fans. Yeah, we'll have fans from all over. We like that. It's a football channel, so we'll have all fans from all over. Just respect us and be nice in the comments, and we don't mind you subscribing. So like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
360. There you are. We're going to win.
We're on 360.
So we're going to be winning now.
Yeah, we're before the start.
There you go, smashing it.
See?
Keep going. Get us to that 1,000. We're a channel that deserves 1,000. We're a channel that deserves 1,000. Get us to 1,000. Keep pushing us this season. At the end of the season, Jamie reckons, he's told me 100% the way this is going, we'll be on 1,000 subscribers. He says we're doing well, bless him. And Jamie, thanks for coming on. Another guest appearance. We get him on once a month, by the way. Me and Paul host it mainly, but Jamie is a regular guest now, and I like to get him involved. And subscribers as well, if you do want to come on sometimes, I'll give you a random guest appearance to make you part of the channel. You're still part of the channel in the comments, by the way, even if you don't come on. But we do like to give you a little platform if you want to come on. It's just an Everton fan get-together. Have a boss night, everyone. And I'm going to drop the banner now. Do you want to say your bye-byes? Up the fucking toffees. We're going to smash these, I just headbutted a map earlier on.
Up the toffees, everyone.
Up the fucking toffees.